Welcome to the Secret Life of Therapist. I'm your host, Dr. Habiba Zaman. I have Kaylan here with me today.
Yeah.
And our topic for you is breakups.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Even though we're
So
a little
dangerous.
not on the womp womp side of
No, not
things.
really. Mm.
No.
I walk and cry. I just can't do it. Nope. Yeah.
I mean, I've talked about this. I teach this or whatever, and people are surprised when they hear about because in any relationship when someone's been in it longer and they're like, I know I've been in this too long,
Yeah.
right? And then they carry that shame and guilt of
Mhm.
it, and I'm like, please,
Mhm.
okay, like been there, done that.
Mhm.
I stayed in mine way too long.
Mhm.
Should have left a long time ago. It shouldn't have gotten anywhere near where it did for a lot of them. So there's no need to carry that shame around.
Yeah.
But I saw something this morning and it was like a graph about why, how, whatever people are choosing that. It's like a skyrocketing trend that you see on people either looking up how to break up, how to cope with a breakup, what leads to a breakup. And there was
Mm.
one that was, I think it was like 76%. It was really, really high, which is what got
Wow.
my attention. Was how do you know it's time to break up?
Oh, wow.
To me, that's your
That's
telltale.
your
If
sign right
you're
there.
looking it up, like when do you know it's time to let it go? It's probably been time to let it go.
Yeah. There's a book. It's super old. Well, not super, but I mean, it's over 20 years. But
Mm.
it's called, I don't remember the author, so please forgive me. But it's called Too Good to Stay, but Too Bad to Go, or something like
Yes.
that. Something one of those. So
Too bad to
super,
say, too good to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So very good book. I read that book like nothingness. And one of the things in there is if you're having to ask, is it a good time? Or you're asking your higher power, or you're just asking for, is it okay? Is it the time it is? How do I know? That's your answer right there. But a lot of times we're looking for this kind of validation or confirmation rather of, is it,
Yes.
this is the right thing for me to do right here.
Well, I think a lot of it is there's many things, right? For me, it was hope,
Mhm.
right? And everything was gray line. Nothing was
Mhm.
so distinctly that is absolutely a big fat no no,
Yeah.
right? Or
Mhm.
I hadn't found the evidence
Yes.
yet.
Yes. There's a
I knew
lot
it
of
was
that.
there, but I had no evidence. And there was
Mhm.
so much gaslighting and denial and projection and all this stuff, right? Like I'm the crazy one. Which I mean, we definitely ride the crazy train. I
Mhm.
definitely ride the crazy train, but not that kind of crazy.
Yeah, no.
Where my intuition is saying something and you're just like, no, you're reading too much into this. You're looking for too much. It didn't mean anything. Oh,
Mhm.
that it didn't mean anything. I
Mhm.
have issues with because
Very much.
if it didn't mean anything, then why do it at all?
Mhm.
Why are you
Yeah.
partaking? Right?
Mhm.
So mine was hope that it's not that bad,
Mhm.
right? And that it must be me
Mhm.
overthinking over whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll go back to the good times because the good times were sporadic and very few, but
Mhm.
breadcrumbing.
Still there.
But it was there, and that
Mhm.
was enough to latch on to get that, the addictive cycle in your brain going back out again,
Mhm.
right? That dopamine hit and the rush and the high of when is it going to be good like this again?
Mhm.
So we chase that. We all do that. So there's neurological reasons why people stay. There are psychological reasons why people stay. There are financial reasons why people stay,
Mhm.
where literally you cannot afford to leave.
Yes.
And so you need to get your affairs in order before you can do so.
Yeah.
And societal reasons, there's all kinds of reasons why people stay.
Yeah.
But I think I think societally, hopefully, I don't know, maybe I'm projecting what I teach, but people are maybe getting to a point where I don't just need to stick it out and see
Yes.
how long this can go. And you're just supposed to stay because kids, because I'm married, because we've invested this much time, the investment principle, right?
Mhm.
Or the biases. Maybe they're like, no, no,
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's not an illusion. It's a thing.
I love that though.
Yeah, it's come a ways in more recent years because probably it's been like probably it's been the past 5, but probably within the past 10 at least. It's been more of those kind of questions of like, do I really have to do this? And in more recent years, it's been, I know I don't have to. So it's been
Yes.
more of that definitiveness. And I think because, of course, as you grow and you make more sense of things, you learn more things. A part of that is seeing what's in front of us, seeing our grandparents, seeing our aunts, uncles, seeing our dads. Like we're seeing these type of relationships that's really not healthy.
Yeah.
It's not even about being ideal. They're just not healthy. And then we catch it and it's like, oh, I do not want that for me. Then we start dating and then get into serious relationships and things are happening. And instead of it being, I have to stay it and stick it out because of the time or we're married or we have the kids or whatever, um, I don't have to do that because then I'm going to be this way.
I think people are also balancing out the detriment,
Yeah.
right? People are
Is
starting
it worth
to
it?
look at, the damage this is, for me, for example, the damage this will do to my children
Mhm.
and how they perceive relationships in the future and how
Mhm.
they interact with relationships in the future. This is not what I want them to think love is,
Yeah.
right? And so, a lot, when I was growing up, you didn't end a relationship with children because then you're breaking up the home. And that was the primary focus,
Yes, it would
right?
hurt the kids more.
Right. But
Mhm.
that's not true.
At all. The
Um,
kids actually thrive if you just go ahead and separate.
well, because then they see both
Mm.
people doing what they need to do. They also have self-esteem then, right?
Yes.
If it's navigated correctly,
Yes.
then they have the self-esteem to say, you know what? They were together and it worked for them then and they had
Mhm.
me and then they're still friends and they're still making it work and
Yeah.
we're happier this way. So I can choose that for me too. If it works, then that's beautiful. That's wonderful. And
Mhm.
then if they're lucky enough to see the parents remarry,
Yeah.
with a partner where they're like, oh, this is what was missing.
Mhm.
And it's good that they were able to separate from what was and let that go
Mhm.
and find what does work best for them.
Yeah.
If they can see all of that play out, I think that heals the idea and the ideals behind love and marriage and things like that, and
Yes.
partnership, relationships, and things, other than like so many people from before just watching their parents, knowing those two should not be together,
Yes. The
just
children
like
know.
beating the existence,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
just beating themselves and each other
Mhm.
to death,
Yeah.
basically, till death do us part.
Yeah. Children definitely know. Like y'all don't need to be together. This is not working. So it then of course it children will take from the parents on all levels. So of course when you're in a better space, the kids can actually be in a better space as
Yes.
well. But that was me, where my parents divorced. I think I was like 6 or 7. And they stayed completely friendly the entire time, all the way up to this day. So we were physically separated,
Yeah.
but it didn't feel like we were no longer like a family in a way.
Right.
So whatever, was going on, my dad was always around.
Yeah.
And my mom was always letting him know what was going
Right.
on. It wasn't always bad things. Like it wasn't like, oh, whatever broke her foot. Like you got to come. It was always, this is what's going on at school,
Yeah.
or these are the grades that they have, or
Right.
whatever. And my dad was always involved in our life in that well. So
Yeah.
I was that kid where I was able to receive. You can separate and divorce and still be okay, and the
Right.
kids still be okay too.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes,
Now, unfortunately, not everybody has
a lot of
that
folks,
blessing,
a lot,
right? I'm one.
unfortunately, a whole lot.
I'm one.
Yeah,
No matter how much I wanted it, that's just not going to be possible.
yeah,
And the other party didn't want it. So
yeah.
there was nothing I could do at that point, anyways.
Mhm.
But, I think, especially as it is always going to be hard in the beginning for the kids.
Yes.
But it's just as hard for the adults.
Yes.
Right. And recognizing that this is going to suck.
Yeah, I think that's the part that we are kind of seeing now with that particular statistic of like, how do I deal with this? How do I cope with this?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it is going to suck. I really don't want to feel it. So if I have to feel it, then if I'm going to choose to do things differently than how I've seen it or whatever, how do I deal with that? Because I haven't seen how to deal with it,
Right.
not in a healthy way, especially.
Right.
So how do I do this? I don't want to be here anymore. I know it's not benefiting me in any capacity, but also like when I if I leave, when I leave, then what do I do after that? How do I deal with these emotions? And that's why I say, kind of seeing my parents divorce, my mother struggled really bad because my dad initiated the divorce. My mom struggled real bad emotionally. But once she got through her own healing process, however way that was, it taught me, and my dad was hurt as well, but it taught me that you can cry and walk.
Yes.
And things are difficult. Divorce is hard. You have other things in your life that's going to be hard too. So you're going to have to continue to practice this thing of getting through pain
Right.
while still living this life. Sometimes you can take a break, sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you have to literally just get with the pain and do the thing at the same time. But for the most part, you're going to have to experience the pain. And I think that's something that I had to learn to embrace, because pain is also what helps us to bring understanding of who we are and what we're capable of. So, no, we're not seeking it, but also, is it really worth avoiding? And how much is it really worth to you? Depending, right? Like, of course, we don't want to be in pain if the situation is life or death, literally, right? So, we're not talking about
Right.
those, but just kind of standard, all things being equal. Like, is it really worth staying in this relationship for 5, 10, 15 years because you don't want to be heartbroken?
Right. But what they're discounting at that point, what I discounted at that point, right? Because mine was for 14 years, was the pain of staying in it, watching yourself slowly disappear, watching the people who once, loved you so dearly and understood you look at you like you're a stranger. They don't know you anymore. They don't like you anymore, or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We don't acknowledge that there's a pain that you're accepting while being in it too. It's just fear of the unknown.
Yes.
That seems to take over more than the hellstorm that you already know.
But even with that, that would be a question. What is the fear? So the unknown is going to be worse than where you at?
I do think so. I remember, well, first of all, when I had dated before, I would latch onto these people, and like, even though they were not great for me, I wouldn't break up with them. I did end up breaking up with all of them. My son said this once a couple of years ago. He's like, "You're the one that breaks up with everyone," and I was like, "Not true."
Yeah.
True.
Definitely true. Yeah.
True. But even before I had married and then divorced, the people I had dated, I stayed in those horrible relationships, right? Forever.
Yeah.
The death grip on it, because that couldn't be the defining, because my hope was that I would be able to create the family that I never had. Right? So I will have the love, and I will love and then be loved in the way that I hadn't had before growing up. What was missing when I was growing up, I would find in my romantic relationships, right? And so in the beginning, this has just kind of been my pattern that I've learned. I would find someone that would love bomb the shit out of me. And I was like, see, I can be treated well.
Yes.
And then I would fall in love with that version of that person. And then I'm just always too much of a giver. So I'm giving, not more or not less, but just my usual self. And then they would just stop. So then I wouldn't understand why.
Yes.
Why is the love going away? Why is the attention going away? Why is the communication going away? Why is all of it just going away? To the point where there was no respect when speaking to me, respecting my time, respecting my autonomy, respecting my needs, and just no respect for me at all. So that's been my trajectory of like, it's all there, and then it slowly gets taken away piece by piece. So you're constantly confused.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of like, this happened and therefore. And when there was cheating involved, it would just be like, no. Why are you being this way? You're to this, you're to that. So I was always to blame, and I always accepted the blame, because there must be something about me that's making you blame.
Yeah.
Right? That was what I believed.
Yeah.
And that's just core childhood wounded belief system, right? Like, something was wrong with me for me to be abandoned to begin with, and therefore that's why it continues to happen to me over and over again. And I'm staying in all of these until I'm just like, wow, this is just, it had gotten so bad that I'm just like, yeah, whatever is on the other side of this is definitely not worse than what's going on inside.
Yeah.
So peace out.
I think it's that kind of realization. A lot of, is it worse than where you are? So even when
Mm-hmm.
working um, with clients, even within myself, I haven't really. I definitely was a person that's always breaking up. I don't think I've ever been broken up with.
I
Now that I
have been
think
broken
about
up
it,
with.
I don't think I've ever been broken up with, because I've always been like, no, and it is that space of I'm giving, yeah,
I've been broken
and
up with twice.
probably I don't think I have, but probably because um within a certain amount of months, I'm like, this is not working. This is not going in a direction that I can see right
Yeah.
now. This is not gonna work. But to your point, I think aside from how we grew up, I think societal also puts onto us that we as the women are responsible
Yeah.
for the man's happiness within the relationship.
100%.
So as we're going, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Why I'm not getting this in return? So then it was like, okay, well, I can't continue to sit in this because this is not working for me. And so then it just kind of started. Like my first breakup was, of course, the hardest,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just like, I was just telling my dad today, being trapped is a real trigger for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, legitimate trigger. You guys should look that up. Trigger is not what everybody's like yapping about.
No, not the social understanding, the
No.
psychological understanding of being triggered.
Yes.
Which is, explain.
Well, it's like a PTSD.
Yeah.
So when you're there, if you can either have flashbacks, like literal memories, or your body just feels like you're right back in that
Right.
zone.
It is an
You're gonna
actual
react to
physiological
that.
response.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a I'm perturbed.
upset.
I have
Yes.
an emotional reaction.
Yes.
It's not an emotional reaction.
It's not that.
Yeah.
It's
Eyes dilate,
mhm.
fear factor comes
Your
in.
nervous system is rolling.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
Fight, flight, fawn, freeze. Yep.
and so mine is immediately running.
Yeah.
So when I'm feeling, I can see it. And I do that because sometimes it's really not that, but it looks familiar. So I'm like, not even going to chance it. So when I see it coming, I'm like, nope, because I cannot be trapped. I cannot be in a position where I cannot get out. I don't care what it is. So a lot of my decision making now, of my working crazy and like hyper independence and all the things, is because I have to make sure I'm in a position that no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I can get out. Like, I just can't do it. So within relationships, it was like, I don't have to be here. You're nice and you're cool and you're whatever, but it's not doing anything for me. And I think more of us are coming around to that practice of, this is not helping me to a degree. And so the conversations are, misogynistic and all the things, but a part of
that was mine. That was my upbringing. And my generation probably also, where it is, I know I told you this. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't cheat on you outwardly.
Yeah, he doesn't beat you.
He doesn't beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you complaining
what are you about? The lights are on, your food's on table. What are you bitching for? Yeah.
Yes. And having to, and again, as far as cheating goes, I saw Halle Berry get cheat on, Elizabeth Hurley get cheat on, Angelina Jolie get cheat on. Girl, you name it. Jackie O was cheated on, right? Jackie O, somebody like that, right?
Yeah.
You have all these. I think Chloe Kravitz too. Whatever. That just goes to show you who I find like ridiculously attractive.
Prestigious women, the women that are of this kind of caliber. Yeah.
Yes, and you're just like, you're gonna cheat on her, and then you see who they cheated with. And I'm just like, And to me, that feels like,
I almost feel disrespected. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry, really. I almost feel disrespected because it's like, really, if you're going to violate me, oh my god, yes, that was crazy.
That song of hers, though, oh my god, I love it. And
loved it.
Don't I speak very, very little Spanish and understand that, even though I listen to Spanish music all the time, and I will sing that song
Yeah.
with headphones in so that
Mhm.
everyone hears it echoing through the house in
Yeah.
very off key sounds,
Mhm.
whatever. But I will sing it and I will say all the words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. Because it really is that you're
Mm.
thinking again societal. Your body should be this. You should be saying these things. You should be doing these
Traded a
things.
Rolex for a Casio.
And then here
Mm.
we are. We're
But
just.
that's what happens. It really it was it was that, and then what we were talking about just a few minutes ago with, are they afraid of it's worse on the outside? I went to my girl's house at night because we were walking and we stopped in front of, on her driveway. It was like 10 p.m. or something, right?
Mhm.
Because my kids were gone, and she was like, "Hey, you want to go for a walk?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we walked around the neighborhood and we stopped at her house for me to drop her off. She was just like, "What is it? Like, what is it that you're so spastic about?" And I was just like, "Girl, who is going to want this?" And she
Mm.
looked at me like, "Are you insane?"
Mm.
And I was like, "I'm 33 years old. I have two children.
Oh my God.
Who is going to want this?"
Oof, we've come a long way.
Yes, I have. Mentality is very different
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
But that is where I was then, because that's also my culture kept saying that you're
Mhm.
divorced with two kids. Who's going to want you?
Yeah.
You're in your 30s. Who's going to want you?
That is a narrative that is still being
Yes.
taught today. Like
Yes.
megaphone, oh my God, you this, you that, you this, you that. And I think I never took to it again because I saw my parents. It was just like, and I didn't make my life, it wasn't that important for me to have a partner.
Right.
So I think that's also something to consider, like how important is that for you? Not
Right.
that you need
And
to
what it
be
means, though,
alone.
right?
Yes.
Because, like I said, to me, I was finally going to create that source of happiness that I
Mhm.
didn't have growing up.
Mhm.
Now, and I love this, I think it was like 5 years into my divorce or something, like a little less than that, when one of my closest friends, she was just like, "I'm not where you are yet." And I was like,
Mhm.
"What do you mean?" She's like, "You're completely content with being alone."
Mhm.
She's like, "I'm not there yet. I still want someone in my life." And I was like, "Yeah, I have no desire for that. They'll
Yeah.
come, they won't, whatever."
Mhm.
Because by that point, peace had become so important to me. I'd rather be alone and at peace
Yeah.
and content. Like, I'm happy. I'm
Mhm.
watching my shows, I'm reading my books, I'm
Yep.
with my kids, I'm with my
Mhm.
friends. I'm good. They're just
Yeah.
the cherry on top. I had finally gotten to that point. But all the way, you see, from young, when I was young, up until right after my divorce, that was not the case. That was not the belief that I had.
I think what's changed also for us is that we are like I guess I'm saying we as in like generation wise or whatever, or the shift that's been happening, um, is the realization that we do have choice within the matter.
Do you know how many people are fighting that, though?
Mm.
They're so, like, instead of seeing that as freedom
Mhm.
of, let's say there's no abuse
Mhm.
or psychological damage. We're not talking about that.
Mhm. Right.
Just
Just
two
standard.
people
Yeah.
who have been together for a minute and they've grown. You're
Mhm.
supposed to grow. And you've grown into different people. And
Mhm.
those different people longer recognize each other and no longer have that love for one another and compatibility for one another.
Yeah.
All right. That's like just as vanilla as it gets
Mhm.
for breaking up. That is fought against so much. I always see people commenting on, "You're giving up," not me personally,
Yes.
but they're like, society gives up on relationships too fast. People don't try to make things work anymore. But
Mhm.
it's like, we're not talking about a disagreement and
Right.
then I'm like, fuck off.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? We're not talking about no one's communicating anymore.
Mhm.
We're talking, you've communicated it, you've seen it, and then it just doesn't work because, again, it doesn't have to be that there's abuse or anything like that. It's
Right.
just what I want out of life and how I want to be loved
Yeah.
and how I feel loved. I don't have that in here.
Mhm. But
I still
that
love you,
yes.
have love for you. You're
Mhm.
still great. It's just, this is not how I want to feel.
That's a part of that question of how do I know when if I need to break up or if it's time to break up as part of
That
that question
ambiguity. Yes.
because it is so well this hasn't happened well this hasn't happened well this hasn't and it's like
Right.
why do you don't need to be hit by the car to know not to walk across the road without
Unless
looking
that's
both
what you
ways.
were taught.
You don't need it.
unless that's what you were taught, which is me.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many people stop and I have hair on my mouth.
That's fair. I figure that.
I wonder how many people stop to think, why am I holding on with claws right now? Is it this?
I think a lot of people do ask that question, but they don't have the answer. And I think that's part of the reason why they stay, because they don't have the answer. And a lot
and
of
it's not that bad.
And it's not that bad. And I think a big answer that they have is time. Like you said before, that time bias is very much like,
Yes.
it's been like 3 or 4 years, and and we have that piece of you're quitting. And it's this whole kind of negative connotation around you're dropping out of this thing.
And that's my thing now. No, mind you, I say this to everyone. I stayed in a not healthy relationship for 14 years, knowing it wasn't healthy. So I am not berating anyone who are, it's taking them time to figure that out. Like, I want people to recognize that, because the second part of that is, why does it have to be that bad?
Because we have to have a real validation. It has to be a real reason.
And why isn't the reason of, I don't want to be loved this way, enough?
Because we're not here for ourselves. We're here for the men.
Duh. I can't with you.
That's the answer.
But
when you
yes,
talk
that is
to people, it's like, well, I mean, what else are you gonna do? You've been with this person for so long. You have these children. You have this and that. What are you going to do? How will you find a mate? How will you find a man?
Because your value goes down. It's like a car.
Yes.
Right? You buy it, you drive it off the lot, and then the value goes down
immediately.
immediately.
Hoofing about it.
Apparently, that's us.
Yes,
that is what women are taught.
That's it. Automatic. Whether you're married or not, kids or not, doesn't even matter. If you're in a relationship and you're with this person for whatever amount of time, are you sure you want to leave them? Up. Yes.
But in the same thing, right? Men get more mature, they get more stable, they get more handsome.
God as a woman is not a joke. Like, we are the reason for all things. So yes, your body's gonna go up automatically and naturally. But seriously, like, yeah, it's gonna go up, because oftentimes when you have a partner who can really contribute and they can do a lot of things and add to the relationship, you're gonna automatically have some growth in there somewhere. Yes. And like you said, a part of the relationship that's healthy, you're gonna grow in some way or another. But when you find that I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just not comfortable here, so it's not fitting, there's no need to try to force it to fit. And then the avoidance, I think a part of that is this avoidance of being the bad person. I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want them to see me as this. I don't want it to be that. And I think because.
But I think that also opens the door up to cheating. Yes. People who have that, I don't want to, the people pleasing thing, I don't want to, make this person feel bad, are the ones that allow access.
Yes, because I'm miserable as fuck. I still want to go outside and play, but I can't, because I'm trying to make sure that you're happy, but you're not happy no matter what I'm doing. So at this point, I just want to be fucking happy doing something, somewhere. And sometimes people will sabotage your relationship to where they will try to push the other person away by doing certain things, or they're just so.
But then not actually want to leave.
No, well, yes, you do have those moments where people really don't.
Right, where they sabotage it. They make the other person so miserable. But when that person's like, you know what, like, it doesn't seem like you want to be here. No.
I still think that's just a cover up.
So that they don't have to pull the trigger.
Yes. I still think it's one of those things of just like, no, don't leave. Like,
coward.
Please get the fuck out of my face. I think it's one of those.
Coward.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that, I mean, it is derogatory. But I mean it as a fact. Then you're just a coward. You won't face what it is, how it is. You won't own it.
I think one of the reasons why it's not difficult for me is as in that capacity, I guess I should say, or like those type of things, because my first breakup was very embarrassing. He was blasting me all over social media. It was just like, we had a very mutual friend circle, so it was just like a whole bunch of just stuff, and it was like his family was involved, so they started contacting me, berating me. It just became like crazy. So the question of what are people going to think of me, I didn't have that, because people are going to think what they want to think apparently already. So going more became about more of myself, of just like, what is the purpose of this? What am I doing here? It just feels like I'm not really gaining anything. I don't think I've questioned.
which is not the same thing as boredom,
No.
right? Because a lot of people also come back with, well, yeah, because once you're secure in your love, it's not going to be exciting and this that. And my thing is like, why not?
Mhm.
Why not? That's why relationships are work,
Mhm.
right? Not because it's conflict and difficult and da 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 da, but it's work, as in you have to keep putting effort. If I want to
Mhm.
keep losing weight or if I want to keep building muscle, I still have to keep working out, right?
Mhm.
It's work to maintain whatever.
Yeah, and also realistically, you cannot have a Corvette forever. At some point, you're gonna have to either put it in the garage or trade it in for something else. But you're gonna have to make a change somewhere because you cannot live this same thrill-seeking life all forever and ever and expect to have this. It's just that's not, and it doesn't
Right.
have to be boring. So I think there's also that
Right.
definition of what does it mean to have a healthy relationship. It does not mean boring.
No. Safe and secure is sometimes people
And
confuse
they do
that with
say yes,
boring,
yeah.
right? Because again, they're used to life of conflict
Mhm.
and uncertainty and
Mhm.
chaos. So either they create it or they chase people who have it, they
Yeah.
embody it. So your life is then that way, anyways.
Yeah. I think a part of the other question that you had brought up too, I was thinking about it, was how to cope. And there's of course, as we know, most women are already thinking about leaving before the leave happens or whatever. And I think a part of the coping is in that way, but I think it's also where when the deed is done, so the relationship is over, there is a breakup, a part of that coping is really being able to just sit with yourself that this is painful. It's not
Yes.
going to be a excitement. Oh my god, I'm so glad I did. So people have like divorce parties and all these different things. Like in the movies, are showing that you're at the bar and you're drinking, throwing darts. Like there's this kind of this whole kind of piece of like you can quickly dig yourself out of it. But I think a part of the coping, just with it, like any other emotion, I think you don't have to live in it, but you do need to allow yourself
But it
the
does take
time
time.
to process through that.
What was it? Again, I don't remember who or what study said this, but it's half a year of coping per year you were in the relationship.
Mm, that's a long time.
So that would be 7 years for me.
Yeah, long time.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because it was 8 years later that I met my partner.
Like that.
So maybe mathematically that's accurate. But like like truly healing from it,
Yeah.
not the person,
Yes. No.
right? You're not healing from the person, you're healing from what the relationship meant and what it
Yes.
was supposed to be
That's the real question too to ask yourself: am I gonna miss the person or the things in it? Because
or what it represented.
it's really just sometimes, most of the time, is that. Most of the time, the quality,
Yeah.
not so much of just like the actual tangible
Yeah.
deal. But I also tell my clients, if you can buy a penis, baby, it's not that deep. Sorry. Like, so it's obviously not the dick. So you got to think something else. What else are
Right.
you really gaining in this space
Right.
that you are not able to just up and buy? It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, but whatever it is, because you're finding that it's beneficial to you, it's
Right.
adding to that plate. So what is it for you in that? I
But
think
sometimes it's their ego, right?
yes.
By being with this person, then I am blank,
Mm-hmm.
right? Instead of I am blank because I
Yes.
am.
Yes. There are some people that's just like, well, what? Who am I without this person? And it's just like, oh my god, vomit.
Well, I had, my
It's
clients who are
so
going through
sad to see.
divorces or just breakups in general jump right into dating. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
They're like, cause like just that I'm just at home. Yes,
Yeah, you are.
be at home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's uncomfortable just being at home by yourself because then you have to face the grief
Yeah.
of what you've
And
lost.
again, society, oh, you're single? There's so much just again negative connotation around these things of if you're single, then there's something wrong
Not
with
even
you.
single. Like I had another client. She was like, I really want to go to this concert.
Mm-hmm.
But the person that I could ask would probably go, but I want to be like in the pit.
Oh, she really in there.
Yes. She's like, I
Okay.
love this person and I want to be in the pit. And the person
Okay.
I would go with would not want to be in the pit. And then I
Um.
would be like, but is she cool? Is she happy? Is she whatever? Right. So I'm going to be spending the whole time being worried about her. I'm like, why are you even inviting her?
Okay, that sounds like you got the answer already.
She's like, because I don't want to go alone. Well, why? Because what are
Mm.
people going to think? Who?
Mm.
Who though? the people around me, they're going to be like, oh, this bitch here alone. And I'm like, you don't think that they're so much in their own head and their own music and their own enjoyment to be that worried about you?
Because you're not that important. Sorry.
But they don't know you.
They
and
don't.
I was like, and imagine you could actually become friends with the people that are next to you.
Definitely made some friends.
Because you guys just connected because they're in the pit. And you're the kind of person that loves to be in the pit. They're the kind of people that love to be in the pit. So
find your people.
Imagine.
Yes.
And she was just like, no, that's absurd. She didn't use the word absurd.
Yes.
I'm saying it. And I was just like, but why? And she's like, nobody does that. And I do. She's like, no, you don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Definitely going to
I go to the movies by myself. I go out to eat by myself. I go on vacations by myself. I go dancing by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I do all the things by myself. Because if I waited around for somebody else to be present who wanted to do it exactly the way I love doing these things,
I wouldn't go nowhere.
No, and I have been in relationships where it was like, you know, when a puppy has its ass down on the ground and you're just dragging it with the leash? That's what it felt like being with them. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, that's misery.
It was.
Oh my God.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm over here acting a fool and you're like,
Ugh.
I'm too cool for this.
Woo, party pooper.
Who?
Ugh, the worst.
Like at one point I was at the Disney cruise. I've told you about this, right? And I'm over here. It's a Disney cruise. We're being stupid because Goofy is next to me.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
And Goofy and I were having a great time together.
Yeah.
So, and there's fireworks and there's music and like I was waiting for Aladdin to show up. Honestly, Prince Eric, I don't care, any of the princes.
Yeah.
Even Jasmine, I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Hey girl, right? Doing the trivia, being loud, doing all these things that is just to experience the feeling of being carefree. Because I don't know if you remember, but the first cruise after my divorce that I took my kids in, and I did like little shimmy because we're about to go swim with the dolphins. My kids were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Nothing." And then he was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. And I'm like,
"This is
I'm
me."
dancing. Yeah. And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I'm excited." He goes, "Oh." I was like, "Oh my God, my kids don't know what excited mommy looks like." So now they very much do. Yeah. Because I love it. Yeah. Right. So I chase that feeling of being carefree because who the fuck cares? And no one does, honestly. Because I can't tell you who was around me doing what or what they wore. Because I wasn't paying attention to them because I am thinking about me and my experience and the people I'm with. So the people I'm with standing there like they're too cool for school. For what? What? Yeah. Why?
I usually leave you in the chairs because I'm on the dance floor.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. But then it's like, but then don't come to these places where you're going to act like that when you have this opportunity to be completely a total hot mess. Yeah. Be a hot mess. No one gives a fuck.
But I think that comes with feeling comfortable within yourself to some degree. Yes. Not even necessarily fully, just some. Right. And then when people are coming out of relationships, they don't feel comfortable within themselves.
No, because no matter what you're questioning, where did it go wrong? Right? Everyone always takes blame somewhere.
Yeah. So you, again, that's a part of the process, but you make time. Yes. Which means that there's an end point. You don't just be doing that just on and on and on. You have an end point.
Also, how are you going to get through it if you just jumping on top of the next person?
Yes, because that is a thing. What is it? Whatever the thing? No, you can't move on. It's not just moving on. It's like, okay, I'm going to go into a new relationship.
Oh, you can't move on
things
under this and that? Someone
until you're whatever. No,
over.
Not a thing.
You can't be over someone. I don't remember. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know what it is, but it's not doing that.
I call it the monkey branching.
Yeah, because what are you're not hanging on to nothing. There's nothing that you're really getting from this.
But you know people who will not let go of one branch until they have a good strong hold on the next one. Yeah. Stop. Why?
Just let it go.
But then you're doing a disservice to the person you're still hanging on to and the one you're trying to grab onto. Right? And then where do you stand in the middle?
Right. And I think that comes adding to your own sense of value. So when you get into relationships and these things are going on, and then you're just kind of like taking it, even though you probably know it's not right or it's not good, but you don't have that sense of value there.
Right, because if you valued yourself enough, right, I don't want to feel this way would be enough.
Yeah. You don't need a big, oh my gosh, they cheated. Oh my gosh, they burned my car up. You don't need all that. Right. You just, I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. And then that's it. So this makes me think too of Megan Thee Stallion. She's a really big rapper. Love her. That is my girl. My clients be surprised. You listen to that? Yeah, yeah. But so she was dating this really, 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 very, very great basketball player. Um, Not even denying he's absolutely skilled. Um, and they were dating for a little bit, not like years, but maybe a year or something like that.
Still long enough.
Long enough. And Megan has been through a lot of her own things. She's been shot by another man. Like she's been kind of going through a lot of different shit. Yeah, she's had a lot of stuff going on, girl. Both her parents died. Like she's had a lot of trauma in her life. She's very young.
Ooh,
So I don't even know if Megan is 30.
talk
She's
about
young.
betrayal left
Yeah.
and right.
She's got a lot happening. So dating this guy and everything's been great. And she's a big social media girl. So like she put her exercises up there, but she's very real, you know. So and that's one reason that a lot of young adults and even just kind of middle-aged adults also have a lot of appreciation and respect for her because she is real about her things. So anyway, she's on there dating the guy, all the things are good. And I think he had bought a boat or named his boat after her. He definitely named his boat after her. I don't know if he bought it because of her, but he named the boat after her. And then they had like some keys as if they bought a house or maybe a loft or like some type of property together, real obviously insinuating that they are living together.
Yeah.
There's like they're
It's
both
a committed relationship.
yes, taking pictures together when they're out, just random, not even like publicity. So she's videoing herself like at his parents' house and just kind of all these regular things. It's like good for her, you know, finding a good man. You go ahead, Savannah. But then she fucking find out that he cheated, and it was over just like that. It was just like this kind of and on
I'm glad
one
it was over
hand,
right away.
yeah,
But
and she made because she's a public figure and she puts a lot of things publicly. She made a public statement that basically said, I value myself too much. This man has cheated. I don't do that.
yes,
And I'm not going to stand for it. And I can't do it. So, like,
bravo.
she was doing her thing. She had just made like her first Broadway debut. I mean, she was woo, woo, woo. And she just cut everything out. Everything's off. And she just disappeared. But we understand, we as in like people who appreciate her, watch her documentaries, different things and listen to her music, she talks about her own struggles with depression, suicidal thoughts, high anxiety, panic. So when she is really feeling it, she's really feeling it.
But that also makes sense why she's going to remove herself from everything because she knows that it's going to be that sore.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a gaping wound.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need other people's opinions, comments, this, that, because people like to be nasty.
And they will. Oh my God, they were horrible. The men already hated her because she did take it to trial with the she was at the trial, but she kind of had to because he's an immigrant and can't have a gun. Even it's just like it's just other things that was going on that she ended up having to be a part of because he's not. Of course, you can't be shooting a gun and you're an immigrant. Like that's just not a thing. So you're going to automatically go to court because the guy was an immigrant. He's not a U.S. citizen like that. So that became a whole nother situation.
Of what?
What do you mean?
Why are people hating on that?
Oh, because she told. So she initially lied and said, "No, that didn't happen. I didn't happen." But of course, you know, people like you to.
She was protecting.
Girl, here's the X-ray. What the fuck are you talking about? And then then you're going to court, so you have to tell the truth. So now that you understand,
so people are upset that
she told the truth.
Is holding somebody accountable for something that they did to her.
Yes. So the thought becomes, a lot of conversations. Even now, I mean, that was years ago. Even now, it's she didn't really get shot. This really didn't happen. She's full of shit.
And that's an unfortunate reality with women's truth, right? It's always like that. It was if it was bad, then was it that bad?
Yes. Well, you didn't.
If it did happen, but it didn't happen.
Right.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay.
Right.
So if it did happen, then it's not that bad.
Yes.
And if you were hurt, well, you couldn't have been that hurt.
And then they brought up her sex life, so that was their takeaway. So it was more geared towards, she just hoeing. So blah blah blah. So it doesn't matter. So it kind of diluted
what
this
does that have situation. To do with anything?
Right. So the thought was, okay, now she's dating this guy. He seems to be a very cool stand-up guy. People don't really know him like that on I should say within her fans because he's basketball. It's a completely different thing. But anyway, so most of her fans were like, he seems really nice. Da da da. Good for her. And then once the fans started doing more research, they recognized this is a pattern for this guy cheating. It's not new news for him. But the thought was this was going to be a different approach, like with this girl here. And I think for her to be like, I'm not standing for this, I'm just not doing this, that brought up a lot more discussion around women and their choice and understanding they have autonomy and recognizing regardless of your status in life, you still have a decision to make within your relationships of what you will and won't put up with, what you will and won't accept, and just kind of just different things in that way.
There's an old school thought with that too, with infidelity shouldn't be the reason to end a relationship.
Yeah, because everybody was cheating right then. You know, everybody got second families and all kinds of. We got that. And my family, I think my great grandparents, like had a kid. I was like, bro, what are you doing? That was the norm, right? So even in those times, so that's a part of that discussion of women. You're giving up too easy because this is, I mean, whatever. I mean, are you still taken care of? Is he still making sure you're this?
But if he did, then where did you drop the ball for him to go seek it somewhere else?
So that was
aside
a discussion.
from, again, accountability needs to be held with the person doing the behavior.
Yes,
everywhere.
That's a discussion between that is a part of that with Megan now of, well, she fell too fast for him, and that was her fault in this way, or
why
she should have known this and that,
at all?
or she's missing this and this.
The reason it ended is because the person cheated.
Yes.
Why is the accountability not on the person that cheated?
Right.
I don't understand that.
No, at all. And even within those relationships, of sometimes you'll find too that the person is going after the person that they cheated with versus the person.
Yes.
And it's like, that don't have nothing to do with nothing. I mean, they're going to be who they are. A thief is going to steal, so there's no point in you beating them up.
Right.
You know what the deal is.
You know, I was watching this show. I might have told you this already. Tell me if I did. But I was watching this show, Peaky Blinders. And he is married. And he's married to somebody who used to be a prostitute. Right? And then he took her out of that, gave her a job, and it's been years later. And then he goes through grief of losing his first wife, and then she was there, and she comforted him. He married her, right? So then at this dinner, the guest, who ends up being a right-hand man to Adolf Hitler, right, in Europe, or not in Europe, I'm sorry, in England. And he's at this dinner, and his wife is there. Right. So the main guy is trying to infiltrate this whole thing to take it down and all this stuff. Right. So he's a horrible human. This guy, the Peaky Blinders guy, is trying to make sure, you know, everything gets back to the government and be like, this guy needs to be taken down, kind of thing. And he sleeps with that guy's wife. Right. She did that. She was like, this is what I do. This is what I'm going to do. I want you. You're going to give me what I want if you want access to what the information he was trying to get. So she played him, whatever. He did whatever. And at this dinner table, right? So I'm watching this. My partner's on the couch watching this. At this dinner table, she's like, oh, Liz, you know, I really admire you. You get to have something all the time. You get access to it all the time that I only got to sample once.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the problem was that he didn't tell his wife that had happened.
Right.
And so this came out of left field. Now she got up and stormed off. Yeah. Right. The evil dude, the Nazi evil dude, he was just like, well, I guess it's even now because he had slept with the other one
back in the day,
years ago. But that had been communicated, right? The Peaky Blinders guy, Thomas, he told his wife, like, hey, he's going to be here. You may or may not have. From my intelligence, I got that he might have frequented the area way back when you used to whatever, right? So that part was communicated. Everyone was on, like, pins and needles. They knew what was going to happen. They knew he was going to try to bring her up. They put him back in his place. However, when this girl did this, the wife wasn't prepared to put anybody in their place. And neither did Thomas. He just stayed quiet. So, that shit so bad. Me being me, I looked at my partner and I was like, what do you think would happen if we were at a dinner and somebody decided to say that to me? Or they said it to you? What would you do? And he's like, I would, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, you wouldn't.
Would not. I don't even know what he said is no, you wouldn't.
I think he was, I don't know. some kind of, you want to try that again.
Just the fact that you would even think you're gonna put your chest up, because you know you're not
He
gonna
was
do that.
peacocking.
You know
He
you're
was
not gonna do that.
100% peacocking. He was like, as if he was going to peacock at that time,
Yeah.
right? Like with all the feathers, right? Like, watch me.
Okay.
And I was just like, I don't believe that you would.
You're not.
Just because he is, he's in law enforcement. So something, he watches back, takes a moment, takes a beat, and he's not going to be the first to strike, right? So I don't think that he would.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. That's like, and that it would be romantic if he said he did, right? That he would at least defend my honor. You don't have to put a hands on anybody, but you would defend my honor one way or another. And I was like, what do you think I would? He's like, he'd probably be like, take him. You can have more. And I was like, you are correct. Because I would. If at that point something like this happens and it's not something I'm aware of, it's not something, then that's a betrayal. And I don't do betrayal.
Yeah.
So yes. Oh, it doesn't have to be once. You can keep, like, here you go.
Yeah.
Have fun.
It wouldn't be a flipping table for me either.
Because at that point, it's not about my worth anymore.
No.
It's not about my value at this table. Because you all are of the same bunch. You could have fun with each other.
Yeah.
I will remove myself from this table.
And for some people, that's not a deal breaker. And that is okay. If that is where you are. But do not cry that your shit is unhealthy. Because it's an unhealthy behavior. So I think a
the
part
deceit
of that
part
is,
of it is.
Yes. Like
it's
you cannot be at this thing of just, I'm going to stick this out, I'm going to stick this out. But oh my God, I can't believe. Okay, now.
No, you're choosing it. Come on
that
now. Point.
There's only so much you could be yippee yapping because you know what it is.
And you're choosing it.
And you're choosing it because it's repeated. So you cannot be at this space.
We can't be surprised when the behavior is repeated. They already showed you who they were.
Yes. And then again, for you, like you say, the hope is that they will either recognize enough within themselves to make the change. And oftentimes we personalize it to say, maybe they will recognize me enough or value me enough to not continue this particular behavior.
But it's not about you.
But it's not about you, right? So a lot of those kind of questions and hopes are coming into play whenever the relationship is at a point where it's like, okay, why are you doing this again? Why are we back here again? It's that hope there.
Like
and
I was
kind of carries it.
If I was at that table, right? My partner can't hope that I would defend his honor.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't.
No, not at all.
Because I'd be like, you did this. You chose to do this. And then I'm blindsided by it. So you can have it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not about him. It's not about his worth. Or it's not about cherishing whatever and then trying to work through it for me. Right? I've been there, done that. I've been cheated on by every person I've ever been in a relationship with.
No.
Yep. Everyone.
Oh, gosh.
Whether it was physical cheating, emotional cheating, or just like, just the shady shit.
Yeah.
Right? Allowing access when there shouldn't be. And I don't believe in that. To me, that's sacred. What you and I share is sacred. No one else should have access to you. And if they try, you need to shut that shit down. Because I do.
Yeah.
I am very quick to, like, you're over there.
Yeah.
I'm over here. You're over there. You need to stay over there. And if they try to cross a little bit closer, and I push them right back over there.
Yes.
And I'm very direct with it.
Yeah.
And what I've been told is like, well, yeah, I didn't because I didn't want them to be embarrassed. You don't want them to be embarrassed, but you're okay with disrespecting our relationship to allow them access?
Yeah.
See, but then that's a problem. That's a problem to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they said, I missed you, and I didn't want them to feel bad, so I said, I miss you too back. Excuse me?
So you're willing to violate what we have
in order to protect them,
which automatically brings us so this is more important.
Which is how I take it. And their thing is, well, it's not that serious. I didn't mean anything by it.
I think
there was no romantic connection to it.
I hate that.
Right, because there's no accountability.
Yeah.
Right? Just be like, yeah, I said it, and I know that's not okay.
Don't disregard me, because you know that what you did and said was wrong as fuck. So don't sit here and be like, because it didn't have all this extra to it, then it didn't. No, you still did the deal.
Right. But so many people don't want to take accountability because then they would have to sit with the shame of what that mirror is holding up.
Yes. And then on the other side, what am I going to do with that? Since I have that information and I have the proof, full evidence, it's factual matter, then what will I do with this? Because if I continue and choose to forgive you and keep going,
you're gonna do it again.
you're probably gonna do it again, and then I'm gonna be boo boo the fools and have to do all of this shame and guilt. So then it's a, or if other people know for whatever reason they
Mm-hmm.
catch you out or whatever the deal is, then there's a personal embarrassment as well. If I
Right.
do forgive you and then we work through this thing, then it's gonna be this constant looming awkwardness around. So there's a piece on the receiver's end, the betrayee, of what do I do with this then? Because this is also going to be affecting more than just our relationship. Now,
Right.
this is very much personal
Right.
for me.
And then that's where, different people cope in different ways.
Yeah.
They know how to cope with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the coping can't begin until you can decide what that means to you. And what that means to you is going to be 100% based on your values,
What the relationship means?
what the betrayal means,
Oh, uh-huh.
right? So, like the simple thing, oh, I miss you too. You're going to say that to your ex girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Your ex girlfriend that
Mm-hmm.
has issues with our relationship, is still
Yeah.
trying to like weasel their way back in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're going to say, I miss you too. Something, that can be brushed off as trivial,
Mm-hmm.
right? But to me, that's not,
Right.
because my value system is loyalty.
Yeah. And
How are
there's
you going to be
reason that.
loyal if you're willing to sacrifice my trust in you
Mm-hmm.
to keep them comfortable?
Yeah.
Or actually, it's to keep them comfortable because they don't want to feel like the bad guy,
Yes.
right? So it's their ego.
Yeah.
So the compliment, because it is a compliment, someone tells you they miss you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, then you mean something to them. So instead of just saying, you know what, it feels good to be missed, it feels good to be desired, it feels good to be valued,
Mm-hmm.
and just being like, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't accept that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that though? Who stops and thinks about their interactions like that so that they don't do shit like that again?
Yeah, because it sounds so bad. I don't want to say that I enjoy being flattered and being desired, because then it just sounds like I'm not happy where I am. But both things are true. Who do, we
Who doesn't?
all like to be desired. If somebody give you a compliment or something physical or whatever, like you said, to a degree of whether it be I miss you, I love how you look, I love this or that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're always, oh my god, okay, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
At a minimal,
Feels great.
right? But that doesn't mean you have to carry it on.
That's access,
So that's a
right?
bend that
You can
in.
say thank you and keep moving.
That's it. That's all there is to it. So I think it's the difficulty with them being able to accept that reality about themselves, that both things can be true. And when we're looking at whether to leave or to stay, um, having more uh, deal breakers and
Yes.
really sticking to the deal breakers, and then having consequences to those deal breakers, because
Yes.
again, it's your choice on how you want to move forward in the relationship or not.
Right.
If you want to move forward in it and you choose to forgive, then you guys do the work, you do the things or whatever, fine. But you have to be honest with yourself about still where you are
Mm-hmm.
in all of the things. It cannot be just this person.
Right.
So the heartbreak is gonna be there. You've already was heartbroken when it betrayed you. So the heartbreak is gonna
Right.
be there regardless. So you have to really keep in mind of where are you in the midst of all of these things here. So the coping comes when you choose yourself.
Yes.
Once you choose yourself, then it becomes a man,
Yes.
this is really difficult, but I know I made the right decision for me.
And I try to tell my clients the easiest way to do that is, instead of being so cerebral with
Mm-hmm.
it, me, right? I intellectualize everything. Why not? Because I
Mm-hmm.
analyze it and then I don't have to deal with my feelings.
Yeah.
But what I tell them is, what I've been practicing is, do I want to feel this way
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And if there's any hesitation, there's your answer.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is really that simple. What you do with that is no longer simple.
Right.
But getting to your answer is really just that. Do I want to feel this way
Yeah.
the rest of my life?
Yeah.
That way, the what they are doing and why is no longer what's important, and it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
It's about me, my values, my perspective, my emotions, and my experience.
Yeah. And the coping is also there because it's a type of grief.
Yeah.
So you grieve it.
Right.
You
And nobody
still
wants
grieve
to
it.
grieve.
No, you
Right.
don't. But you
Right.
grieve it. You feel the feelings and you allow yourself to keep living. So you might not feel like getting out of bed most days from the beginning, especially.
Right.
So you might take a day and be in the bed, but the next day, you may get your ass up and get some waffles.
Well, you remember I got a lot of criticism, right, when I was writing for what was it? Washington Post, I think. I did an article about, and they were asking, what do you do in a breakup, right? And
I
one of
think
the
so.
things I was like, get rid of everything that's associated with this person.
Oh
And
yeah.
the editor came back and was like, does it have to be so nuclear? And I was like, nuclear? How is that nuclear?
Why would you want to keep shit? Girl, be immediately. I'm blocked immediately. I will break up with a joke and block you that same right then.
But psychologically speaking, your brain can't begin the process of coping and healing if there's constant reminders, right? When I'm looking at the pictures, when I'm
You have
looking
to
at
let
the
it
stuffed
go.
animals, when I'm looking at the book that he got me, when
Mhm.
I'm looking at, right,
Mhm.
whatever stuff
Yeah.
that they, I'm just looking around just because everything's everywhere,
Mhm.
right? Like everything could be from someone.
Yes.
And those memories, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between that being current
Mhm.
or if you're grieving the loss. So each reminder is a new loss cycle starting again.
Yeah.
So why would you reset?
Yeah.
Right? It's like when you have a wound and it's scabbed over and you just
Mhm.
keep, oh, look, there's scab, pick it.
Yeah.
And then it's bleeding again.
Mhm.
And then, oh, it's scabbed over, pick it again.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Like, a doctor would be like, stop it.
Right.
It's going to get infected.
Right.
So, which is exactly what we do. We follow and we stalk them on social media. We see what they're doing. We talk to their friends, right? We try to see them. But all you're doing is just reopening that wound. So,
Right.
for a period of time, even if you don't burn the shit, right? Put it in a box and put it away.
Yes.
Until the association and attachment to those items, to those memories, don't hold the meaning that they did anymore.
Yeah. You have to get it up out your face.
Well, because again, right? Are you grieving the person or are you grieving what it represented? Right? And that's a huge part of healing is grieving what it represented. And you can't grieve what it represented if you have constant reminders. Oh, you still text them, you still talk to them. Like, none of that's going to help you actually heal.
Yeah.
In any way, whether you did the breaking up or you were broken up with.
You have to let it move on.
If they think it's nuclear, so be it. That's still my stance on it from a neurological point of view. That's how you start.
I mean, that's definitely what I tell my clients. That's what I definitely do. You can have all your shit back. I'm good. Well, I bought that for you. Oh, it's gonna be donated. So I don't. You either gonna take this shit back or it's gonna be. I don't. I can't keep it. And I literally do not want it because it held sympathetic value for you.
But it also holds energy.
You're not part of this anymore,
right? It
so I have to
holds
let it go.
energy still.
Yeah.
It holds the energy of what it represented, of the meaning that you assigned to it. So why are you going to keep that energy around?
Yeah, that helps because it, again, bringing that question to, is it the right thing to do? Well, it's going to be hard to answer that when you're constantly looking at the thing. So you have to kind of remove yourself so that you can think more freely.
And it's like,
that's why I don't believe in closure. And that's just not my deal.
Like needing closure.
Yeah, that's like a part 2. But don't do closure. And breaks are like very. I've done a break, like where I've been like, I need to get you out of my face. But I think I only did it one time.
Did you end up with the same conclusion, anyways?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're just putting yourself in limbo for what?
Well, I think for that time, that's the first time I was like, I think I really need to think without in my face. Any other time I've always been able to just think and go.
Right, you were overwhelmed.
So it was just like, I don't know. I can't think right now. I need to get out of the space. And so is that. But for breaks, it is a lot of times where it's like, and then sometimes very rarely, some people are like, okay, I do want to be here, but this is what I need from you. It's what I have to do, whatever the case is.
Right.
But most of the time, yeah, once the break is coming, it's like, oh, this is done. So you have to decide for yourself, where do you want to be? Like you said, what is the value? Is this worth this? And really be honest with yourself about where you are.
Do I want to feel this way? That's always my telling. Whether I feel alone in a relationship, whether I feel disrespected in a relationship, whether I feel unloved, like undervalued, taken for granted. Do I want to feel this way?
Yeah.
Do I want to continue feeling this way? Most of the time, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Very good.
Well, there you go. That's our take on breakups and why people break up and not, and how to cope with it.
And how to cope. Don't be afraid of the feelings. They are there. They're going to be there, but they will also pass.
Yes, the good
Yeah.
and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you.
Thanks, guys.